What is up, heroes of Dominion? My name is Charlie. This is Hero Wars Central. Happy Tuesday, Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, everybody. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. A beautiful day. Keep forgetting to do the ads. Keep forgetting to do the ads. That's funny. Oh, well. In today's video, we're going to talk a little bit about Hero Wars Mobile. We're going to talk about Hero Wars Facebook. We're going to talk about Hero Wars closing. According to Medusa. So Hero Wars Mobile also planning to close? No, it's not. It's not planning to close. Let's really quickly, let's get this out of the way so that we can be done talking about this. The Hero Wars Facebook version of the game, if you were not available during my surprise live stream this morning, the Hero Wars Facebook version of the game is now active, and we have a fun reward from the game developers, from the community managers. Brave Warrior, we understand that due to the issue on the Facebook platform, you could not log into the game and complete daily quests for your season. We are sorry for the inconvenience. Please accept season XP for these quests and continue your journey in Dominion. Don't forget to claim the resources in another message that we've sent as well. So I saw a lot of people complaining about the collect hero soul stones from the chest weekly task right here. And while a lot of you may have only gotten one soul stone from yesterday's chest, if you had logged in and opened yesterday's chest, it is highly possible that you would have gotten 18 or 30 or whatever it is and easily completed this chest. There is 3.5 days left in this week-long assignment, and chances are good that you would pull at least a couple of the 3 or at least one of the 18 in that week anyway. But this is a nice little piece of compensation. Okay, and then additionally, we have this bad boy right here. There is a good amount of resources here. It's all of these. We've got, 600 energy, 10 artifacts chest keys, 9 of the honorable guardian boxes. These are the boxes that you use, that you get in place of XP if you are already at max team level. We have chaos particles, pet eggs. We have trophies for all 3. Now, these trophies, while not necessarily sufficient if your guild lost yesterday, my guild happened to win. We didn't win by as much as we would have liked to have won by, so it may affect your standing in the league that you're in, but at least this is something, right? This is something. 1,000 energy, which is way more than you can get in a single day. Way more than you can get in a single day. I think what you can get, without doing math, I'm not going to get into it. I think it's like 240 energy you can get in a day, or 270, or it's under 300 energy you can get in a day without paying anything, without spending any emeralds. 500 emeralds, and then 3 days worth of portal charges. So in a lot of respects, we have more resources than what we would have earned had we logged in yesterday. Right? We have more resources. There is some problems here and there with the Tournament of the Elements rating at the end. There is some problems with Guild War league rankings there at the end. But this is, I feel, a very strong piece of compensation. I would have liked to see more. I'm certainly glad that it wasn't less, but this is something. Now, I'm going to sit on this for just a hot minute because I don't have a strong adventure completed just yet. But you do want to be careful because this reward will expire in 7 days. Okay, so it may be worthwhile to save this for this weekend for Foundations of Power. Foundations of Power goes live tomorrow night / Friday morning. That energy that you gain will be extremely beneficial for Foundations of Power. Okay, not a bad little gift. So thank you to the developers for that. Very glad that the game is back. And I can tell you, in all honesty, and this is going to sound a little cheesy. Maybe this is going to sound a little like I'm a corporate plant or whatever. But I was actually missing the game. When I woke up this morning and the game was still not live, I was kind of sad in a way. I was looking forward to playing Hero Wars today. I'm always looking forward to streaming and hanging out with you guys, but I've been super excited to play, and when the game came back up, I was so excited I just did a bonus live stream. So very happy about all that. The rewards that we got for the Ascension Season 2 XP, let's see what we got from those. Did we get anything cool? Did we get anything cool that we can spend today? Save these for Summerfest. Let's see. Choice of insignia. Oh, 2,500 emeralds. I'll take that. Choice. Oh, got some random insignia. Cool. And we're well on our way. We're well on our way. I'm really looking forward to this one right here, and then this one right here. I need these two right here. Once I get these two bad boys right here, I should be able to finish. Wait, are those crystals? Yeah, choice of greater insignia. And then this one right here, these 4 rewards, hopefully, this one, if not those 4, then this one right here will be able to get me to finish. Oh, and this one right here, nice. Choice of greater insignia, nice. I should be able to get my Kark up to Ascension Tier 5 complete. We're going to save these for Kark's skin later on this summer as well. So, cool stuff all around. I'm sorry that we had to miss the game. And just so that everybody is on the same page, taking it one step further, the layoffs that were announced on the 29th of June was not the cause of this. All right? It was a game code thing between Meta and some of the games in the game room. This did not just affect Hero Wars. There's a lot of people making posts on Facebook and in the Discord saying that this is only affecting Hero Wars because they're trying to get more money out of Hero Wars, or because of Hero Wars' ties to Russia or whatever. This affected a lot of games, not just Hero Wars. All right, so let's take the tinfoil hats off. Let's take it off. Why is the Facebook game down? I just answered that. Now, with that conversation out of the way, if anybody has any further debate or concern about that, join the Discord, have the conversation in the Discord. I feel like we don't need to talk about it anymore. I feel like we're good. I feel like everything's fine. Before we transition to the next topic, I did notice that Hero Wars Guy did make a video about Foundations of Power. We're going to be discussing that potentially a little bit later on in the live stream if we have time. And if not, then we will talk about it tomorrow day in its own video. Go check out Hero Wars Guide if you have not already. He's by far the most best YouTuber when it comes to actual hard math on events. Go check out his channel if you have not already. So, the big topic that I want to discuss today, since it feels like we've talked about nothing but Facebook and browser over the last handful of days, are the top bugs that is affecting Hero Wars Mobile. The top bugs. And there are 7 or 8 that are worth mentioning, and we're going to kind of break them down. Right now in no particular order. The reason why we're going to discuss this today is one of the new community managers that recently joined the Hero Wars Mobile Influencer Discord that I am lucky enough to be a part of, reached out to some of us asking for what bugs are still left in the game, if any. And Tim, or Tektalar, I believe Ultima Scout is his YouTube handle, and I believe that he is here in the chat. Yep, apparently you're live now. Figured it out. Yep, okay, so Tim is here. Ultima Scout, or Tim, or Tektalar, he is he's the admin owner of the Hero Wars, the unofficial Hero Wars Mobile The GOAT Facebook page. If you are not a member of that page and you're a Hero Wars Mobile player, then you're doing yourself a disservice, filled with great information, a little edgy, a little snarky, and there's definitely some elitist Debbie Downers in there. So just be mindful of that, but filled with great information, and by far the largest Hero Wars Mobile Facebook group that exists, right? So he actually jumped into the conversation this morning at about 8 o'clock and dumped, let's see, 8-ish large hero bugs that are affecting Hero Wars Mobile. So like I said, in no particular order, we're going to talk through these, but some of them are reliant on others. So we are just going to start with the same order that he's discussed them in. And that is, let me make sure that, here we go. There we go. So that is the bug with Demon's Allegiance. Now everybody is familiar with this skill, and if you're not already, please take a second to familiarize yourself with it. It's a passive ability unlocked whenever you rank Astaroth up to the blue color rank or higher. Astaroth maintains a connection with the ally who has the least health left, so it changes throughout the battle. and takes on a part of the physical damage inflicted against that ally. The transfer damage is also reduced. So if Kark takes 100 damage, 44.2 of that damage is blocked, okay, and redirected to Astaroth. And then of that, 28.8% of that 44.2 damage is further reduced whenever Astaroth receives that damage. So the issue is between Astaroth and Kira. Okay, so Tim says, let's see. He's supposed to transfer 47% of physical damage at max and only receiving 33% less damage from said hit, but there are problems with this how the skill is calculated because it's not treated as sheer damage, but it's treated as an independent attack on Astaroth. Now, why is this problematic? Well, the most egregious example is Kira. Okay, so Kira, with her Dancing Blade ability, attacks all enemies, right? Kira hits all the enemies, and the damage that a hero behind Astaroth takes is partially blocked, and then that damage is transferred to Astaroth. Well, since that's treated as its own attack, the Piercing Pain ability procs potentially twice on Astaroth. The first time she hits with an attack, she's hitting Astaroth, and she's ignoring the armor. So she's doing bonus pure damage to Astaroth. And then whenever the ally that Astaroth is protecting takes damage, and then the damage is transferred to Astaroth, that is an additional Kira hit that is gaining an additional 25% or whatever pure damage on top of the initial pure damage. So effectively, Kira can hit in one single basic attack. Kira can hit Astaroth like 4 times. A lot of that is pure damage, which is way too much. So the bug is that the damage is considered its own attack by Kira instead of an attack or a shared damage or a split from damage or an attack from the hero that's being directed from. There's a lot of ways that it can be fixed, right? And if I'm misstating any of this, Tim, then absolutely jump in and let me know. All right, so that is a big problem, especially for a tank that has such a low health to defense ratio as Astaroth does, and it is a direct contributor to why Astaroth is not one of the best tanks of all time on Hero Wars Mobile because of the prevalence of Kira. Okay, there may be other heroes that do the same thing that cause modified damage based on attacks, but Kira is obviously the most troublesome. Now, the Griff just mentioned the second bug, and this has to do with the interaction between Kira, the Piercing Pain ability, which is still the same ability that we're dealing with, right? The bonus pure damage and the additional damage that the enemies take, and the hero Sebastian. So let me find Sebastian here. There's this ability called Rhythm of War. Okay. Rhythm of War. Sebastian and his allies deal extra pure damage on critical hits. So, in the same example, if Kira's basic attack is ignoring enemy's armor, then her Violet ability adds on a little bit more pure damage, right? That little bit extra pure damage can be treated as an additional attack when it comes to this ability right here. So between Sebastian and Kira, and as a result, Astaroth as well, Sebastian can cause Kira to do double damage to some targets and even more to Astaroth. Okay, and it all has to do with the way that the ability here checks the damage. If the extra attacks are counted as crits, the extra attacks gain the pure damage. That counts as an extra attack. You can see kind of how it plays on itself. Yeah. So far, so good. Still more to it because that additional shared damage can be a critical hit, even if the original was also a crit. So he's taking way more damage. Yeah. It's the other way around. When Sebastian triggers the pure damage, that triggers Kira's passive. Oh, I see. So whenever this pure damage gets added on to the critical hits that Kira does, it causes Kira's Violet ability to proc twice. It causes her Piercing Pain Violet ability to trigger twice. So you're basically getting a ton extra pure damage when you have Sebastian. And then if you're using Astaroth to defend against Kira and Sebastian, it ends up being a significant problem. And a lot of people refer to this as the KSJ, the Kira Sebastian Jet bug, because you are required to have Jet in order to give Kira a critical hit chance, which would allow her to critical hit, which would then proc the Sebastian Rhythm of War pure damage and thus the rest of the bugs. Okay? Which is why I don't have Astaroth on my Blender team. Yep. So very large bugs. The KSJ, Kira, Sebastian Jet, pure damage, bonus damage, double damage, whatever, and the Astaroth issue has been around since Sebastian was added to the game. Coming up on what, 2 years ago? 3 years ago now? iFixit says, I could argue that it should work that way. Kira is doing 2 attacks on each enemy, 1 physical and 1 pure damage attack. Okay. But Sebastian is adding an additional pure damage attack, and the game thinks that that additional pure damage attack is coming from Kira. Fix it. The additional pure damage from Rhythm of War is coming from Sebastian, not from Kira, but the game thinks it's coming from Kira. So even if what you're saying is correct, which I don't disagree with, if the game thinks the damage from Sebastian's skill is coming from Sebastian, then everything should be fine. Here we go. Yeah, let's show this video. I don't know if I can show this. I actually don't think I can show this. Hold on. Okay. The issue is streaming with Discord is problematic. Okay, there we go. So here's an example. You have Kira, Sebastian Jet, you have Astaroth and Martha. You can see how much damage that Astaroth takes with just one single attack. And these are maxed out heroes. Kyle's here. Kyle is Killshot, who runs the Hero Wars mobile Discord. Kyle, thank you for joining us as well. I think Sebastian is adding 1 pure attack damage for each of Kira's 2 attacks. No. Well, the bonus pure damage that the Violet ability does not itself crit. iFixit. The bonus damage that the Violet ability does is just added pure damage on top. It's not modified by critical hit or anything. Does the KSJ bug exist in Facebook? No, it does not. No, it does not. So you guys can see why this is problematic. You guys can see why this is a big bug. And it's like I said, it's been around since Sebastian was added to the game, right? I'm not sure who exactly found it first, but Tim was one of the individuals that's been pushing for it since, pushing for its fix since day one. Okay. So if nobody else has anything to add with that bug, then I will. I'll move on to the next bug on the list, and this is a bug with Darkstar. Okay. So Darkstar has 2 skills that sometimes just do not work. And again, I'm reading from what Tim wrote in the Discord earlier today. There are a number of heroes that don't impact. So, for example, Artemis cannot be controlled by Darkstar. Whenever you're using the Vengeful Souls ability and control ability, when you're using control ability on Artemis, she turns to face her allies, but continues to attack your team. Okay. And sometimes, in a lot of instances, Vengeful Soul does not disable buffing skills. For example, Vengeful Souls does not stop Nebula. So to continue on with the bug number 2, Ultima Scout says Astaroth takes 101,000 damage, plus 43,000, plus 11,000, plus 11,000, plus 8,000, plus 11,000, plus 43,000, plus 11,000. 239,000 damage. So about 46% of his maximum health. If working as proposed, he would receive 159,000 damage, which is still quite a bit. It's still quite a big chunk of his total health. 27-ish percent, 25-ish percent per hit. That's tough. It's still a lot. That's just math in my head. We don't do a lot of math on Wednesdays, by the way. The next bug on the list is Phobos. And this is one that I did not know anything about until today. I might have read about it in passing, but it's never been brought up to me. So Phobos' ultimate only gains bonus damage and energy drain effect from the first use. Okay, so whenever he uses this, he paralyzes an enemy for 6.6 seconds. Okay, and then the Violet ability deals more damage and also burns enemies' energy, right? Apparently this only works on the first ultimate of the fight. That needs to be changed. Phobos is one of the primary ways to deal with single damage mage teams. Paralysis attacks the hero with the highest magic attack stat. Tunes, we're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting there. So this one was mentioned. This is bug number 5 that was mentioned, though I don't think it's a bug so much as something that we would all like to see changed. When Morgan was reworked, initially we thought that the Violet ability was amazing. However, because Morgan blocks allies' resurrections, it kind of sucks, right? And that's not the bug. That's just the part that we'd like to see changed. Morgan paired with Astaroth or Rufus cancels their revive, which is unfortunate, right? It sucks. But the issue is whenever an enemy attempts resurrection, Morgan gains the 1 soul. So Morgan is blocking all revives, but only gains the soul essence charge if she's blocking an enemy revive. So if she's blocking an ally revive, you're losing out on her ability to revive allies. Whereas if she blocks an enemy revive, she's able to revive an ally. So the issue that we have, even though it's specifically stated how the skill works, I think that it should be, and many people think that it should be changed. First of all, don't block ally revives. And second of all, if you are going to block ally revives, let Morgan gain a soul essence charge from that blocked revive. One of those two things need to be changed. Either don't block ally revives or allow the soul essence charge to be added if you block an ally revive. Very dumb. Very dumb. Like I said, not specifically a bug because it's clearly defined how the skill works, and it is working how the skill stated here. But it's bad design either way. Well, maybe it's not bad design. Maybe there's some design reason for it, but it's not good. Number 6 is Jorgen's leper interaction with Kark. Let's first read Kark. Lord Kark Cthulhu, my favorite hero. The Deadly Tendril's ability states, while Kark is alive, he strikes every enemy who is thrown into the air. If the enemy level is equal to or less than 20, or the Kark level, then Kark deals double damage. Or the skill level, I should say, not the Kark level. Okay, so whenever enemies get knocked up into the air, Kark or Faceless or Kai, right? We all know this ability. Kark does damage to those enemies. The survival factor, enemies that are thrown into the air that take damage heal a portion of Kark's health, right? So Kark has a form of vampirism when enemies are popped up into the air. So the issue is a couple of different pieces. First of all, Jorgen's leper ability, Jorgen's leper ability. Here we go. Jorgen's leper ability is that curse that pushes all physical damage to the rearmost enemy. Okay? So none of the 3 targets that Kark knocks up into the air, if they're not the rearmost enemy, they're the ones getting knocked up into the air. but the enemy, Martha or Lars or whoever is standing in the 5th position, is the one taking all of that physical damage from Kark. We all know about this, right? Korgan forces all of Kark's damage to the back. Well, effectively, Kark is not doing the damage to that rear enemy during the knock-up phase. So whenever an enemy is knocked up into the air, they're taking 0 damage, even though they're still getting stunned, and therefore, Kark is not gaining any of his life back. Right? Does that make sense? Again, not necessarily a bug, because it's very clear in how the interaction works. But it very well could be a bug, because technically they are taking the damage, but it is being pushed back to that rearmost enemy. The rearmost enemy, in a lot of cases, is not the one being knocked up in the air. Yeah. Monta says, what? That is not a bug. That is clearly how it works. Exactly. The Kark one is also poor design and not necessarily a bug. Yeah, exactly. Very similar to the Morgan situation. Very similar to that. So again, you know, one of the reasons why Kark doesn't work is just a poor interaction with Jorgen. Just a poor interaction with Jorgen. Now, bug number 7 is Ziri. It's fine, Ziri. Ziri. Did I level Ziri up? Where's my Ziri? Do I even have her unlocked? There we go. So it has to do with Shelter of Sands. Okay, now this is the ability that we all are familiar with. Whenever she gets below 30% health, she buries herself, and she's under the ground for 7 seconds. She self-heals a little bit, and then she pops back up. When she pops back up, she knocks enemies back. We're familiar with this. There are 2 bugs tied with this. Faceless. If the enemy team has a Faceless and attempts his uppercut or power throw, whatever it's called. Power throw. If Faceless attempts a power throw on Ziri right now, he will continue to use this ability over and over and over again, not doing anything else. Faceless will bug out and continually try to do the power throw until Ziri does pop back up. He should try one time, fail, right? And then go on about his business. Continue doing his basic attacks, continue gaining energy. I'm sorry. The issue is that he's gaining a ton of energy. That's the issue. Because every time you use a skill, you gain 10% of your energy. He's continually using power throw over and over and over again. That's the bug. So Faceless ends up getting supercharged with energy. Right? He should try once, fail, because she's buried. She can't be knocked up into the air. And then go and do whatever else he's doing. So that's the first one. The second one, having to do with Ziri and Shelter of Sands, is that the heal block that Celeste provides... Where's my Celeste? There we go. So Celeste has the Cursed Flame ability, right? Cursed Flame puts the enemy area, a large area of Cursed Flame on the enemy team. Enemies that have Cursed Flame cannot be healed. And then further down with Zenith. Oh, no, that's not it. Is it Limbo? Yeah. And then Limbo, the blocked healing is converted to damage. Apparently, this does not work against Ziri. Now, you could argue that Ziri is buried and thus safe from the enemy Cursed Flame, right? But there should be a way to block that healing. Again, potentially a design decision that's just a poor design decision. Could be just a bug, right? Celeste never blocks the damage of Ziri when she's buried, even on Facebook. Okay. Maybe that's just a design choice. I think that she's still on the battlefield, right? She's still in the Cursed Flame area of effect, even though she's underground. Yeah. It's hard to say. It is hard to say. Hard to say. So then, the final bug, and this is kind of the one that that Toons has mentioned already, that is this bug with Fafnir. And the bug with Fafnir has a lot of... the bug with Fafnir is the inconsistency of where it is applied, right? The inconsistency on how the bonus attack is applied. And this is a little bit more convoluted. There's a lot of conversations with the community manager and Tim on this. Let me see if I can find the important ones. So he ignores skill damage penalties when adding damage to skills. So he adds damage to the end of multi-hit moves, for example, with Galahad, Qingmao, and Artemis. They end up getting a lot larger of a damage boost than they should have. Again, I'm still not there's a lot here. There's a lot here with it, but it seems like Fafnir with multi-hit agility heroes, well, multi-hit heroes in general, Artemis, Qingmao, Galahad, like I mentioned, is applying too much bonus bonus attack or bonus damage. I'm not 100% certain. The Fafnir one is not a huge bug. It's just bad game design. All right, so a couple of these are just bad game design, not necessarily bugs, I guess. The damage boost for every boost applies to every hit, says Scott K. It's not a bug with Artemis, only Qingmao and Galahad. Interesting. The skills for the shield? Yeah, sorry. Runic Blade. Sorry. Yeah, you're right. I fixed it. But Fafnir doesn't interact with Kira. Is that true? Fafnir doesn't interact with Kira? I don't know. I've never tried them two together. I've not leveled Kira. Yeah, Kyle, exactly. I tried to read up on it all the bugs, so I had a grasp on the ins and outs on all of them while I was at the gym a little while ago. Let's see. So it does. So Tim says it does work with Kira's Ricochet. It makes Kira's Ricochet do as much damage as the first hit. Okay. So the way I understand it is that Fafnir's damage boost, it's just applying too much. But what specifically the reason why is, I'm not sure. So the idea behind this problem, if it is a problem, is that Fafnir and Artemis are going to be oppressively overpowered. Just too good. And, Tim even makes the suggestion that it's as bad as the twins used to be, and then Kark before it. Here we go. So Artemis launches a barrage of shots, striking enemies with a rain of arrows, releases 1 extra arrow for each time another ally has used their first skill, or 2 extra arrows if the ally was an honor hero. Okay. And then Tim said he would like to explain a little bit. You see the 15% physical attack, meaning 85 damage reduction on her PA. Damage reduction. Oh, you're... Okay, I see what you're saying. Fafnir adds the damage to every arrow, but does not receive the 85% damage reduction. I see. I say leave it alone. Way of Honor doesn't suck anymore. Gordon, I do not recommend using an emulator at this time. There are some problems with people being able to access other players' accounts if they're using an emulator. I would recommend against it. That being said, I use BlueStacks, but I only use BlueStacks on this account, which I use to show off during live streams. So if Fafnir adds 100,000, it's 100,000 every arrow. Yikes. Design between Artemis and Fafnir goes off the rails when you include the extra damage to stunned heroes and her extra stun. Yeah, thanks, Kyle. Yeah. Again, I only use an emulator because it's significantly easier to use an emulator on my computer than it is to, mirror my phone or my tablet during the stream. It's a lot less clunky. And I'm not doing this during the live stream. Okay, so does anybody have any questions about any of the bugs? If you weren't here, you can watch the replay. Or I'm fairly certain I'm going to clip this video out and publish as a standalone video. You can watch that video if you'd like as well. There you go. There you go. So how does Fafnir affect Qingmao? That's a great question. Tim, would you care to add into that question? So Qingmao has a multi-hit ability with a physical attack reduction. So the idea, I guess, is that while Qinglong, the ability of Qinglong is only using 30% of physical attack, the hits that are boosted by Fafnir are using 100%. The photos with and without Fafnir. If you want to send them, I don't see them, Tim, but if you want to send them to me, she has an added pure damage burn on the end of her ultimate. It deals 1362 at maximum stats. Okay. Qingmao has an added pure damage burn, burning them for 5 seconds, pushing them back and damaging them. Okay. Qingmao has an added pure damage burn on the end of her ultimate ability. It deals 1362 without any modifiers at maximum stats, but with Fafnir, it's a 70,000 tick burn. I'm guessing this is what this picture is here. Yeah, so that's a picture of a maxed out Qingmao boosted by Fafnir. Michael says, it's not bugs. Devs already said this last year. You talk to the devs? You talk to community managers, or did you talk to developer, Michael? The difference is community managers are told what to say. Sometimes gets lost in translation. I did last year. Yeah, it's I mean, a lot of this stuff, they'll just say things like, it's working as intended, or we know it's a bug, but it's a low priority. Right? Billy, yes, eventually Fafnir will come to Facebook and web, but it will not be the same hero. Fafnir, I mean, the heroes that are on mobile compared to browser are different. They're just different heroes. Is the first one with, let's see. So there you go. Artemis damage with and without Fafnir. Okay. So this is with Fafnir. And this is without Fafnir. Without Fafnir, with Fafnir. 469,000. versus 48,000. The photos aren't showing. Oh, I'm sorry. Forgot to change over. Here you go. This is the damage with Fafnir, with Qingmao. You can see that almost 470,000 damage. And then without Fafnir, the same fight, but without Fafnir, Qingmao is only doing about 50,000 damage. That's Artemis. Oh, I'm sorry. That's Artemis. Okay. Misread you there. Yeah, Artemis. Artemis with Fafnir. Artemis without Fafnir. That is a crit. Right, they're both crits. Crazy stuff. Like I said, we will be breaking this up into a separate video and republishing it probably later this afternoon. If there are any questions or any discussion about the bugs for or against, or if there are some really big bugs that we missed, then by all means add them to the discussion so that we can share those with the developers, right? With the community managers. They asked us for help with this, got to give them the help. And we're talking about skill interactions bugs specifically. We know that there's an infinite number of bugs elsewhere, but we're talking about the skill interactions for the purpose of this specific conversation. Bug or not, that's a nice multiplier. Yeah. No pets. This version is interesting. Yeah. A world without pets seems so much simpler. A world without pets. Speaking of a world with pets, who am I targeting in Guild Wars today? And guys, by the way, super happy to be in the Guild Wars. Let's see. I'm facing off against Auric and the Seeker. I faced Auric and the Seeker last week. 911063. Let's compare. Let's see how we did last week. 911063. This is Auric. And then the Seeker is 766161. Let's see if they made any changes. This is Laughing Renegades. Oh, goodness. Yeah, Auric is, he's about 5,000 power level higher. And the Seeker is about 1,000 power level higher. Okay, so let's take a look and see how they changed. So this was last week. Okay. So the Seeker used Galahad, Yasmin, Qingmao, Celeste, Martha. So it's the same team, just slightly stronger, about 1k stronger, okay? And against this lineup, we used Astaroth, let's see. Not too far. Here we go. Astaroth with Oliver, Kark with Fenris, Faceless with Mara, Celeste with the Hostess with the Mosest, King Biscuit, and then finally Helios with Axel. And the team pet was Axel as well. Let's do some testing. We'll see how this goes. I do want to talk about a situation with Yasmin, Anvari, Zisha, and others on mobile. Something else that they had a conversation about earlier today that I definitely want to get into. Fill up this armor buff and then hammer them. We're going to go ahead and copy Ching Mao for a little burn. Hit him again before Martha has a chance. I really am worried about Martha getting that ult off. This is going to cause a lot of issues. Oh, why did I ult right there? I should have saved it. I think I just copied Celeste, which is what I wanted to do. Nice, 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 nice. Get about a minute to recover here. We're going to take our time. Let's toggle this back over while we have magic penetration up. Hit this before Martha can ult. There goes the ult for Martha. That's okay. Let's go ahead and throw some magic damage out. We're going to save Celeste until we can toggle back and forth. Okay, that's gone. We're going to hit that. And then we're going to hit magic penetration, double Kark. And then we're going to toggle Celeste to light form and then back to dark form. Hopefully do a lot of damage to this. See, I have a lot of trouble finishing off this Galahad, but this is a Carlos's or Mouse's Galahad is super, super strong. So I have a lot of trouble finishing it off. I don't think I ever actually successfully finished it off. And the Galahad that I face in the Guild Wars is actually going to be a lot weaker than this Galahad. So depending on how strong that, do I double Celeste maybe? All right, we're gonna throw that up there. We're just gonna double Kark, I guess. Okay, so we're not gonna have enough damage to finish this off. But again, the issue versus the Seeker is killing that Galahad, and I know his Galahad is a lot higher. So let's just go in. We're really not worried about this at all. So let's do. What do we use? Helios with Axel. Boop, 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 boop. Yeah, this is the play. This is the play. Kyle, Tim knows the technical stuff. I just tell people about it. Scott K, absolutely. I toggle her to light form and then back to dark form. There's no sense in keeping her in dark form early on until I get down to just him. But yeah. So here we go. Here it is. We're facing off against the Seeker. This was a big fight last week for me. And the fight versus Orc is actually an even bigger fight. That's the 300,000 power level difference. But see, this enemy Yasmin is significantly weaker than the Yasmin that I faced off against. We're gonna try to even cleanse that, or not cleanse, but keep his healing up. Using that Galahad to go ahead and turbocharge my Kark. See, this is what I'm talking about. Like, I knew that the Galahad that I was going up against was a lot weaker than my buddy's Galahad. I believe Carlos has maxed Ascension there, so not really overly concerned. Okay, so versus Auric, he's using the same lineup as last week exactly. Okay, and this is a tough one. And it's artificially a weak fight for me because I'm using my intentionally weak Dorian against this Auric. So let's go ahead and copy this last week. So we have this up and ready to go. And then let's jump into testing to see how we can do versus Auric. So we're going to use Isaac with Mara. And I'll explain that choice in just a second. We're going to use Astaroth with Biscuits. Dorian with Merlin. There you are, with Merlin. And then finally, Sebastian with Oliver. And then the team pet is Axel. All right, so the play here is The reason why I'm using Mara with Isaac is the enemy Sebastian only will let me get off one silence. I don't have a really easy way to strip Sebastian's Ode to Serenity debuff block. So the first silence that my Isaac uses, it's gotta stick. It's gotta stick for a little bit longer. And the second and third use of his ultimate is going to be purely for the artifact weapon. And then, of course, as we get there... Whoops, I meant to use Axel, not Oliver. I meant to use Axel here, not Oliver. Hopefully that... I mean, we're just testing here, so it doesn't end up mattering. But I definitely would have not taken as much damage right here on my Astaroth. We'll play around with it and see if that actually changes anything. It doesn't look like it's going to matter. Oliver is the wrong choice against magic attack teams because Oliver's abilities block physical damage. Yeah, there's nothing left to do with this fight, but keep her. So okay, so that's pretty straightforward. Let's go ahead and get into this. We're not going to worry about it too much. So we're going to leave Axel as the team pet. We're changing Astaroth to King Biscuits, Fenris. We're going to use Sebastian with Oliver. We're going to use Isaac with Mara. And then finally, Dorian versus the twins with Merlin. So the idea with Dorian, and I mentioned this in the past, is that if and when Lars gets his ultimate off, my heroes are going to be grouped up. And it doesn't matter if Dorian is alive or not. All my heroes being grouped up means that they're all going to have the vampiric aura. And away we go. Yep. You guys are noticing that I meant to do Axel. Fortunately, that was just training, right? Fortunately, that was just training there. Okay, so here we go. Now, this is a particularly tough Krista. Otherwise, I could arguably use Kark Tank. But the cool thing is I can potentially keep her frozen every time Kark hits because my Kark is so thick. He's so amazing. He's so strong. He can hit 8 times as frequently as the next hero. That's not true. Every time my Kark auto attacks that Kira, he's putting her into her ice block form. Oh, man. So now we got trouble. We're just going to go into auto mode, speed up. We got 2 heroes. We got infinite vampirism, 115% vampirism, I guess. Same situation as last week. It came down to Isaac and Jorgen. No heals for Jorgen. Plenty of time left. That one made me clinch up a little bit. I'm not going to lie. I thought I was going to do better than I did just then, but that's okay. That team, let's see. Let's see what the math is on that for a Math Wednesday. There you go. 301,000 power difference. 301,000 power difference there. Close one? Yeah. Definitely need Isaac there. And absolutely an argument for Isaac to level up his magic defense skin, which, I wouldn't normally recommend doing, but I'm happy with the win. I do think maybe Rufus would have been a better tank choice there. Maybe. Would have reduced the amount of times that Isaac can ult, for sure. Right? But how much was Astaroth really helping me there? Did Astaroth get his... I mean, he had to have gotten a revive off, but who did he revive? Did he revive my Kark or my Sebastian? I don't know. It doesn't matter. Possibly my Sebastian, because he's got more healing done to him than Kark did. Dorian got revived, Peter. That's the downside of using the weak Dorian. That's the downside of using a weak Dorian. You don't really want to use Astaroth because he wastes his revive. So again, let's try this in training. Let's try this in training with my weak Rufus. With my weaker Rufus, I should say. The same. Let's do the same exact lineup, but use a like a 70k Rufus instead of everybody else. Instead of my 130k Astaroth. Let's just try it. Let's just try it. Yeah. Let's see what happens. If you want to rush of Adrenaline, try Elmir Tank. Astaroth delay Lars ult. Oh, good point. Good point. Astaroth does burn the energy. Darby, thank you for that. Thank you for that. That is true. That is true. So using Rufus caused the enemy Sebastian to ult before my Isaac did, which cannot happen. It looks like the second time he stunned, though, he got it through. Interesting. If I was playing on manual mode there, I definitely would have held my Kark ult until after the armor penetration and critical hit buff. Huh. It still comes down to Jorgen. Still comes down to the enemy Jorgen, but I mean, I obviously have way more. I don't have my healer up. Like, I'm not getting any heals right now, but huh. That's interesting. And then just so that we're all on the same team here, on the same page, that that enemy Auric, I'm sorry, the lineup that my guildmate put up for testing was what, 50,000 power level higher. Yeah, 50,000 power level, 53,000 power level higher than the Auric that I faced. So maybe Rufus, you saved 40 seconds. Mr. NCSU, thank you so much for stopping by. So I'm loving Rufus a lot, guys. The three tanks, my three tanks, even though you see a really high up Aurora right here and a really high up Cleaver right here, my three tanks are Rufus, Corvus, and Astaroth. Those are my three tanks. I'm going to use Astaroth versus specific lineups most of the time, versus lineups where I need a little bit more damage and I don't need as much frontline defense. When I need a little bit more offense, it's going to be Corvus. And versus Iris lineups and I guess other Twins lineups that I don't have to worry about, you know, my my midline dying, I guess Rufus. Like, my Rufus is only 40. Like, I used a 47k Rufus there. 47,000 power level Rufus versus that. What was that? Here, let's throw this up here and see what we're dealing with here. Kark, Sebastian, Isaac, Rufus, Pet, Axel, Healer, Dorian, Merlin, Mara, Fenris, and Biscuit. I mean, that's even less. I beat that team. That's a 440,000 power level difference there. 440,000 power level difference. Radis Hardcore, we spent the first 30 minutes talking about Hero Wars Mobile. But thank you for stopping by all the same. Did I use Aurora on the Leon team? Yes, I used Aurora. So I like Aurora a lot. actually, we can just continue this discussion. The Aurora is a fantastic choice, right? A lot of great tank choices out there. Different styles of tanking, right? Aurora is really good. She's got dodge for physical attacking teams. She's got her rainbow shield for magic attacking teams. Good tank. Good tank. I don't really like her. I don't like the look of her. I don't like her abilities. I just don't like, aesthetically, I don't like her. And the dodge thing kind of makes her a little overpowered. But I decided, for an offensive tank, I decided to level up Corvus because of Rufus Dante teams. Because of Rufus Dante teams, because of Rufus Arachne Dante teams, because of Aurora teams, I decided to level up Corvus instead. I had Cleaver leveled up. I got excited about him at one time a little while ago. Dumped a lot of resources into him. But these are my 3 tanks. Aurora's not a bad choice. Aurora doesn't work nearly as well with Kark because she is too far forward for him to get the splash damage. Oh, Karsten. Karsten, are you the same Karsten from what's the guild? From Alternate Universe? Yeah, are you the same Karsten from Alternate Universe that I've lost against 2 weeks in a row now? Just too strong, man. Just too strong. No, I'm not. I'm a mobile player. Ah, okay. All right. Well, this Karsten right here, I cannot beat. So you're in good company there, my friend. You're in good company there. Let's see. Will you consider more discussion on the bundles as far as like the value, like if they're a good value to purchase or not? I'd be happy to do that. I used to do that a lot. In fact, I had dedicated videos for those bundles and they didn't do well. They didn't do that well. So I kind of stopped doing them because they take a lot of research. I'd have to sit down and do a lot of math. So it just ended up not being much of a return on investment. But yeah, we can consider it. Steve Sloan Tank question, is there any way to tell when Corvus's Unity of the Damned is active so you know when to ult a fellow Eternity hero? Let me read the skill so that we're on the same page here. There's a buff above their head, isn't there? Yeah, there should be some kind of visual indicator that the buff is active. Although I don't have the skill unlocked here, so I can't show you. But yeah, there should be a visual indicator of when the buff is active, Steve. Tomas, probably not. There will probably not be a new Titan. Probably not be a new Titan for a long while. I'm not sure the compensation was good enough as far as weekly Titan battle scoring. I would like an extra TOE. Yeah, Steve, that was one of the things that I mentioned earlier that they really missed out on, was the TOE side of things. Yeah, the TOE side of things and the Guild War standing in your particular league is definitely going to be affected. If you want bundle videos, Misty Catherine is typically a reliable and good choice on that subject. I have not seen a single bundle video from her. But I don't really watch. I try not to watch other content creators' stuff anymore because it just influences people too much, influences me too much on my content creation, and I'm just gonna make a video regardless. I remember lots of people calculate these values on the VIP points, but maybe on Emeralds would be better. Well, VIP points is how you have to, because that's where the actual dollar value comes from. Heroes Mobile live stream. Okay. Check it out. Let's check it out. Nice. Nice. Okay. So tomorrow, July 7th at 5 p.m. UTC, that is... Wait, is it 5 p.m. or 4 p.m.? 5 p.m. is my live stream. Is it 4 p.m. or 5 p.m.? Don't be live streaming during my live stream, Daniel. Oh, wait, no. Tomorrow's Thursday. It's fine. John Longshore with the $2 super chat. Thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Do you need the 7 Titans? I mean, eventually. You have 6 Titans. What do I have to do to get a 7th? I don't know what you mean. 7th Titan. Seventh Titan. I'm not sure what you mean there, John. So, okay, so 4 p.m. Central Time or possibly 5 p.m. Central Time. Who knows for sure. There's going to be a live stream discussing the new... they're called Celestial Skins. Celestial Skins. I was calling them Japanese skins. Celestial Skins. Very cool. Very, very cool. Probably do some fights with the heroes. I'll definitely be here tomorrow. Is there any benefit on hoarding artifact boxes? The ones where you can get the orange artifacts out of? No, not really. Not really. Four water and 2 earth. Yeah, I mean, just keep opening the Titan summoning spheres, and you'll get more. Bad luck protection and cart chests, probably. But not this event. Not this event, Cody. The event with the bad luck protection for the Kark skin will be the Iris event, like in 10 days or so. Etienne, I think it's the 20th. If you watch the Hero Wars TV episode, wherever that was, yeah, Hero Wars TV. It talks about Iris and when the event is. So go check that out. Just in another week or so. All right. We went a little over today. This is I'm dipping into my 3rd hour live streaming today. My 3rd hour live streaming. We definitely forgot to talk about Foundations of Power, but we'll talk about that a little bit tomorrow morning. And my live stream on Thursdays is at 8:30 p.m. Central Time. That's 1:30 a.m. UTC. We're going to talk about Foundations of Power. We're going to talk about this live stream that Daniel's going to host with the Celestial Skins tomorrow. And I'm guessing that the Celestial Skins are going to go live... What do they go live? Tomorrow night, I guess? Yeah, probably tomorrow night. We'll do the live stream tomorrow with Daniel, and then they'll go live tomorrow night. So thank everybody for joining. Had a really good live stream today. And I look forward to seeing all of you tomorrow. I love you all. Good luck in Dominion.